combat system, if anybody's seen it. Most people don't know what someone is, but oh, trust me, it's a weird combat system, especially the first one. Wait, did I? No, buy that back. Don't sell that. Don't sell that amazing shield. I'm thinking like, did I sell that amazing shield? Yes, I did. Now, if you want to talk about weird controls, that game has some weird controls. Yeah.
Transport east to Illyria, west to Iberia.
Why'd you? Good now? Yep. Even looking back now to what's it called? Nintendo 64. That had some weird controls there. But somehow that worked. Like the Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. I remember playing that and it felt so good and smooth and everything when I was playing it. But then when I get older and play different games, I'm like, this control system is kind of wonky. But yet most people don't remember that because, you know, nostalgia goggles are very powerful goggles. They'll blind you to anything that's wrong with the game. Honestly, I disagree with that. I really don't like people that just look at nostalgia only. If you say anything bad about the game, like, no, you just don't understand the game. Like, if you say anything bad about the old classic games, like if you say you don't like Zelda games, people will get up for you and get angry at you. It's like, why? That's just the guy's opinion. But some people just can't take that these days. It kind of got me baffled a bit when people said they didn't like the Witcher games or the Witcher 3. I'm like, really? Now, I looked at the comments and everything why they didn't like the Witcher game, and most of the comments said it was way too long and boring. I'm like, okay. I have to disagree on that, but you know, that's the opinion. But it's very interesting to see that other side of the coin. Because I love The Witcher 3. But most people say it's very long and boring. And I find that very interesting. I don't get angry and, you know, try to insult them or anything. I try to think the way they're thinking. Like, why are they bored of the game? Why do they hate the game? Because some people hate Witcher 3. Weird.
What? Safe? A ghost? Are you sure? Well, you did come back out, so I guess. Well, thank you, stranger.
You're welcome. I'm just gonna keep rambling. Yes. So, honestly, I disagree with... honestly disagree with the gaming market these days. Because you got the gamers that, in my opinion, a little bit entitled. Not completely entitled, but slightly entitled these days. And then you got the game developers that are greedy. Like, nobody's innocent. They're both guilty of something, you know? But something has to change in the gaming genre. I looked at all the games, pretty much, that came out in the last, what, 4 years? Say about 4 years, and that's pretty much my reaction to pretty much all the games that come out recently. It's like, I don't really want to play it. It's not a game that you must play or go out and go to the store and play it. There have been 1 or 2 games like that. But most of the time it's like, yeah, I can pass. I don't know. There've been more recent, more RPG games-ish. Like the RPG genre is coming back into the main fold, as you say. Because the new Batman game is an RPG. The Assassin's Creed titles went to RPG. And I think a couple other stuff are going to turn to RPG mechanics. So RPG mechanics are coming back. If that's a good thing or bad thing is up to you. But it's not the original classic RPG games. There's still some that what's it called? Homage the old style games, like the Pillars of Eternal. Like that goes back to the old times. Let's see what else. Pillars, no, Pathfinder. The Pathfinder video game that goes back to the old game, RPG games. But there's not really that many games that really go back to the old mechanics or the old ways of doing stuff. They're pretty much all the same these days, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. There's still some games that releasing now that are gonna release with what's the classic RPG games. I've seen some that's in the works. But they could at least explore out and make different like settings and everything. Cause I love a new what, a samurai game? When did the last time? I know we got Ghost of Tsushima. But honestly, there haven't really been that many samurai games, ninja games. Like yeah, you have been 1 or 2 there. But Vikings, well, you got Assassin's Creed now. I'm just saying, pirate games, you know. You got all these other genres that you can do, but nobody's really tapping into like the humongous libraries of genres there. What do you want?
You seem friendly enough, but are you sure you want to go this way, stranger? All you will find beyond this peak are vast forests. It's the route to Glauberg, yes, and there are a few tracks, but they're not safe, especially for someone who is unfamiliar with the place. Look at it. If you get lost in there, you will never get out again.
Thank you. And I just want, you know, something different, completely different. And I just feel like they're doing, you know, the same thing, just with a different skin most of the time. This is modern game. Like, say the new Call of Duty game. It looks like a same first-person shooter you played 1,000,000 times. And I know people say Call of Duty never change. Call of Duty's always been the same, just a different skin. Well, I have to disagree on that. Back in like Black Ops 2 and downwards Black Ops 1, all that other games have been kind of different. Black Ops 2, I say, is the last good Call of Duty game. And just gradually going downhill from there. But why can't they just make a Call of Duty game that's a bit more bright in colors? Because that's why I love Black Ops 2. It wasn't afraid to show, you know, color. It's like, hey, you know, we have color, let's use it. These modern Call of Duty games, like, no, everything has to be different shades of grey. You want 100 different shades of grey in one game? It's like, no, that's not enough. We need 1,000. And for me, anyway, I'm not colorblind or anything, but for me, it's very hard to see people when it's all the same color, pretty much. Like, you got a grey person next to a grey background. It's like, well, I can't see that. But some people can. It's amazing how many people can. For me, I can't. Always have to squint my eyes at the monitors trying to see people.
I didn't hear you come in. You probably just came for some hunting supplies, correct? I have some here.
That's also the reason why I quit Call of Duty a long time ago. I think the game I quit was World War II. Yeah. Call of Duty World War II, that's the game I quit the franchise on. The ghost shows the steel probably belonged to his family. Because in that game I could not see anything. Like, that's the more colorful one. And I still couldn't see pretty much nothing. I was squinting on my monitor, not my monitor, my TV. It's like, is that an enemy or not an enemy? What's the NG-10 armor? Oh, the NG bleach resistance. Oh! Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. That's energy. Oh, that's actually really good. Minus the 25 piercing, but energy leech resistance. That's actually very good. I need to get the charm off the helmet first.
You're going further into the forest, right?
He was helping me sort the mushrooms I collected. He's very good at it, you know. I also have some berries left.
What was that? Go to the north, okay. Side quest. Have us sent me to the belly pit of the cake chaos of brazen bay away from the dead. I turned out to be the ghost of a dead man hunting the tunnel. First of all was a defeat, the coast left behind a V, to who it belongs to. Okay, I guess I'll just keep moving. Yeah, that energy resistance, nice. I don't know, I'm always looking out for like new games. Like I said before, the newest game I have on my Steam is a game from 2018. I got no games from 2019 or 20. I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike from this. Not strike. Copyright. Yeah, just a copyright from having this music here. It sucks, you can't even play music these days. Like, if you even play a game, you get copyright. I know I said this a million times, but I got copyrighted by just playing animation, like a video game. The animation of the dragon in my video game got me copyrighted. And my friend said something interesting. And he said, if you bought the game, shouldn't you have the right to, you know, stream it and not get copyrighted? Because you paid them the money. I'm like, I guess. But I can see how people can exploit that little loophole. But still, you know, made a good point. Like, you paid the money for the game, and yet you get still copyrighted by the game you bought. Where it's like free on YouTube anyway. Most music is free on YouTube. But, you know, they don't care about that, it's still copyright you. It's pretty much, what, 80% of my videos get copyrighted? I really don't care because I don't actually earn any money on YouTube. But I'm just saying, like, people that do make money, they can't really make money on YouTube anymore. Because the whole, you know, copyright system and everything. That's why a lot of YouTubers go into like streaming now. They go on Twitch or Facebook or something. I honestly think streaming is now I think streaming is now the way to make the money. I think making, like, you know, YouTube videos and everything is not the way anymore. It used to be. It used to be you can make some good money on your YouTube videos, and only the top people can now. Most of the people, even the, like, people with millions of followers and subscribers, you know, million subscribers, they still have to struggle with trying to get money. And then you have like YouTube, and then you have the companies as well. That people don't know, but some YouTubers, they get a company, like a third-party company, and they sort out with all the copyright strikes, you know, all that stuff. They sort out with all the drama of YouTube. Of course, you have to pay them out of your own money. They're not doing it for charity. But the problem with that is, some of them, not all of them, are pretty much scummy and will hold on to your money. Sometimes they don't even pay you. Of course they will pay you, but, you know, like, sometimes they lie to you if you don't look it up, or sometimes they shortcut you. And the reason why they hold your money, it's kind of out of greed, but more like just boosting those stock up. Because the more money they have in the bank account, give me a second. Yeah, the more money they have in the bank account, the more money people say, hey, these guys are, you know, wealthy, they're actually doing good business. I want to do business with these guys. That's why they hold the money sometimes. The music a bit loud, let me turn it down a bit. There you go. that's kind of like the business side of YouTube as well. But I'm just saying, it's a complete mess sometimes. Everybody holding the handouts like money, 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 money. Is that everything? No, still got stuff over here. Man, that was pretty much the game entry as well. They're just everybody holding out the money, like hands is like money. Can we have money? It doesn't matter how much to earn, like it's never enough. They can earn like $1 million in a month and be still not enough for these people. I don't understand that, but sure. I don't know what you spend your money on. And I don't know how to feel about I'm about to die again. I need to level up to level 33 to get that shield. And I kind of get it, I kind of don't get it why the brought up the game to $70. In one hand, yeah, games are getting more expensive to make. I do agree with that. Games are not really that cheap anymore to make. The other hand is, you guys are making enough money there with the microtransaction stuff. So I think, you know, asking for more money while you're putting more microtransaction in the game, it's kind of defeating your purpose a little bit. Because you're making enough money, like I think, what was it, PUBG mobile game, the mobile version, and it's like $7.5 billion just in, like, you know, microtransaction alone. Yeah, microtransaction alone. I find that insane, but you know, people being people. It makes sense if, you know, they're not gonna try to do like a complete single player with no microtransaction. Then I see why they'll bring the money up to, like, you know, $70. But most companies these days, it's just all about greed. And they're using the new generation as an excuse to ramp up the pricing. Because they couldn't ramp up the pricing in the old generation because it already settled as $60. But I see opportunity with this new generation to ramp it up to $70. And most people are saying it's only $10 different, it doesn't matter. It's like it kind of does, because they could just ramp it up again. Like, once they have the foot in the door, what's stopping them just to barge in? So I don't think it's going to stop at $70. They're probably going to put it up again on poison. Come on. Yeah, I really think they're gonna increase the, what's it called, the pricing of games even more than $70. They're gonna get back a lash out of it, but yeah, I really believe that $70 is not gonna be the end of it. They're probably gonna put it up to $80 if they can get away with it. Like I said, if they give them a little inch and they get a mile out of it. That's why also people are fighting back against the $70. Isn't the pricing itself, is the if you give them a little, you know, leeway, then they just take it for granted. It doesn't really matter for me because I'm not really a console player anymore. And I don't play any new games, I only play old games. So it doesn't really affect me that much. But it does affect the gaming market in a whole. So I guess it kind of affects me. But thank you to the companies that are not making it $70. Because there is some companies that are putting the foot down and saying it's not going to be $70. Then keep the $60 price tag. Because they even say, what? They're even against the $70. And it benefits them. And there's some good companies still out there that's still trying to do good things. There's also too bad there's just small companies. None of the big companies are actually fighting back. They're all for it actually. And I mean, like a big company like Square Enix, EA, Ubisoft, Sony, Microsoft. You know, all those type of people, DICE, you know, all them are all for $70 pretty much. Square Enix kind of on the fence about it right now. They might change it, but they might not. But honestly, it's a pretty bad time to do it. You know, especially with all the money issues that we're having these days. I get it, you have to bring out the new consoles and everything. Even the release on the new consoles is kind of bad timing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna release the new consoles in the worst year we had in, well, recent times. Good job there. And not only that, but most of the games don't come out until next year anyway. So good job there. There's no games to play when it comes out. But yeah, not only that, but to bring it up to $70 again with the, the world's problems right now. It's like you can't get your timing right, can you? You just pick the wrong timing every single time. But the companies don't see that. They don't see, paper and numbers.
Oh, greetings, wanderer. What are you doing here so far inside this dangerous forest? I am Artaban's, druid of the Hunaberg Circle. I know the forest well, and am a friend to many of its creatures. Except for the trolls, that is. They can be nasty pieces of work. It's generally not too hard to avoid them or scare them off, but yesterday, when I was cutting mistletoe, the largest troll I have ever seen suddenly stood sniffing under my tree. When he reached for me, I struck his hand with my sickle, but he barely felt it. Fortunately, he seems to like golden items because after wrenching it from me fingers, he was so captivated by the blade that he completely forgot about me and wandered off with it. You don't happen to have seen my sickle, do you? Unlikely, of course, because the creature probably carried it off to its filthy den.
Roger. Yeah. That's the most problem about game companies. They just look at it as like, paper numbers. They don't see the human side anymore. Because old companies used to do that. You go down the bushes and like give you a little bit more meat than you asked for. Not too much meat, just like